Welcome to Heart of the Bible.
Children, today, my teacher is going to tell you an amazing story. The main character is called Abraham. A long time ago, Abraham and his wife Sarai lived in a place called Canaan. Abraham was a very good man. He listened to God and was very kind to everyone around him. One day Abraham was praying. Suddenly, a mysterious light appeared, and God appeared in front of him. Surprised and excited, Abraham asked, "God, is it you? What do you have to tell me?" God kindly said, "Abraham, I want you to leave this land and your father's house and go to a faraway place." Abraham was puzzled, but God, why? "Where am I going?" God smiled and said, "Don't worry, I will guide you to a place where you will have wealth and good fortune, and you will become a great man and people will remember you forever. I will also bless those who treat you well and punish those who treat you badly." When Abraham heard this, he immediately said, "Yes, my Lord, do as you say, I have full confidence in you." So Abraham took his wife Sarai and his nephew Lot, and together they set out on a journey to the promised land of God. They took all their belongings with them, cattle, horses, and sacks of gold and silver that they had saved all their lives. The journey was not easy. They had to cross hot deserts and large barren lands, often without food or water. But they didn't give up, and after many, many days, they finally came to the land of Canaan that God had promised them. Abraham gratefully said to God, "Thank you, my Lord, for guiding us to this beautiful land." Sarai, a beautiful and kind young woman, loved Abraham very much, and Abraham loved her very much, and they lived a very happy life together. Sarai knew that Abraham and God were very close, so she listened to whatever Abraham said, and she trusted God as much as Abraham did and prayed with him often. Lot also loved his uncle and did whatever he said. In this way they lived in Canaan for some years. But one year a severe famine came. Soon there wasn't much water left in Abraham's house, the animals were starving, and even the water in the river dried up. Lot said anxiously to Abraham, "Uncle, the famine doesn't look like it's going to end. We're running out of food, the river is dry, and the animals won't last more than a few days. What should we do?" Abraham comforted him and said, "Don't worry, Lot, since we trust God, He won't abandon us. Have faith." Sarai chimed in, "We can't stay here forever. We have to go to Egypt to find food and clean water." Lot chimed in, "Uncle, she's right. We can't just wait around. We have to do something." Abraham thought about it and said, "Then I'll pray first and God will give me the answer." That night, God gave Abraham the answer. Early the next morning, Abraham excitedly told Sarai, "God has given me the answer, Sarai. Let's take the animals and go to Egypt where we can find grain." Sarai said, "Yes, then let Lot get ready to go." So Abraham's family set out on another journey to find a better life. With the only animals they had left, they traveled far and wide in the desert. Finally, they came to the border of Egypt. Abraham was worried about his wife because Sarai was so beautiful and he himself was so old. He wondered what the Egyptians would do to them. Abraham said to Sarai, "Sarai, we are almost in Egypt and we have to think of something. I'm worried that the Egyptians will take you away from me, and that won't do. Let's just tell them that you are my sister so they won't hurt us and we can get what we want without any problems and leave safely." Sarai said, "Okay, Abraham, let's do what you say." This story, Abraham always believed in God and never gave up no matter what difficulties he encountered. Although the road was difficult, he was determined to follow God's guidance. This tells us that in life, we also need to have strong faith and not to be afraid to face difficulties bravely. Just like Abraham, we should believe that if we persevere, we will always find a solution. Moreover, family members should love and support each other. Both Sarai and Lot trusted Abraham and followed him through all kinds of difficulties. In our own homes, we also need to love each other with our moms, dads, brothers, and sisters. At the same time, Abraham came up with ingenious ways to protect his wife Sarai, which also tells us that. Next, let's take a deeper look at the details of this story and see what else we can learn from it. Abraham was instructed by God to leave his familiar home and travel to an unknown place. This is not an easy thing to do. Imagine being asked to leave the home you've lived in for a long time, your familiar friends and surroundings, and go to a place you've never been before. Would you be afraid? Abraham had his doubts, but his trust in God overcame his fear. Without hesitation, he set out with his family and all his possessions. What courage and determination it took! Children, sometimes we face new challenges and changes in our lives, such as going to a new school and meeting new people. At this time, we have to be like Abraham and take the first step bravely, believing that we can adapt to the new environment. On their long journey to the promised land, they encountered many difficulties. It was hot and water-starved in the desert, and food was getting scarce, but they didn't complain or back down. Abraham kept encouraging his family and remained steadfast in his faith. Just like in our study, when we encounter a difficult problem, we should not give up easily. We should think hard, try different ways, and keep going. We may find the answer. Moreover, their family accompanies and supports each other, facing difficulties together. This lets us know that the power of family is very strong, and in times of difficulty, the support of family can give us more courage to face it. When they finally arrived in the land of Canaan, they thought they could live a peaceful life, but they never expected to be hit by famine again. This is just like life sometimes gives us unexpected blows. But Abraham was not defeated. He still believed that God would help them. Through his prayers, he was guided by God and decided to travel to Egypt in search of food. This tells us that when we are in trouble, we need to calm down and ask for help from those around us who we trust, or think of a solution on our own. Abraham thought of talking about Sarai as his sister to protect her, and this is what he came up with by using his brain. Children, when you encounter a problem, think positively and use your own wisdom, just as he did. Abraham and his family still did not have it easy on their way to Egypt. They trudged through the desert with the remaining animals. The journey must have been exhausting for them, but they did not give up. This makes us realize that nothing will go smoothly and we will encounter all kinds of setbacks. But as long as we have a firm goal and the spirit of not giving up, we will surely be able to overcome the difficulties. Just like when we want to learn how to ride a bicycle, we may fall down many times, but as long as we keep practicing, we will learn in the end. Children, isn't this story wonderful? It teaches us so many things. I hope you will be like Abraham's family in your future life. No matter what difficulties you encounter, you will be brave, determined, united, and use your wisdom to solve problems. Teacher believes that you will be great children and create your own wonderful stories. Let's think again. If we were Abraham, what would we do when instructed by God to leave our homes? Would we set out without hesitation, as he did, or would we refuse out of fear and reluctance? Or, if we were Lot, when the famine came and we saw that everyone was having a hard time, would we have complained the whole time, or would we have listened to our uncle and worked together to find a solution to the problem like he did? Also, if we were Sarai, would we understand our husband and go along with his plan in the face of his concerns? By thinking about these questions, we can better appreciate the feelings of the characters in the story and learn more deeply about the good in them. Abraham's story also gives us a sense of the power of faith. His faith in God kept him from losing his way in the face of many difficulties. Children, you can also have your own faith, not necessarily like Abraham's faith in God, but also believe in yourself, believe that hard work will be rewarded, believe that goodness will be rewarded. When we have faith, it's like lighting a lamp in our heart, which can guide us when we are lost and afraid, and make us become braver and stronger. In life, we will meet many other people like the Abraham's family. They may be our moms and dads, who work hard and are not afraid of hard work in order to give us a good life, or they may be our teachers, who patiently answer our questions and work tirelessly in order to teach us knowledge. They are like Abraham, with strong faith and the spirit to face difficulties bravely. We should learn from them and also cherish what they have given for us. Children, this is the end of the story of Abraham. I hope this story will stay with you and give you courage and strength as you grow up. Next time, I will tell you a more wonderful story. Good night and sweet dreams.
Thank you for watching this installment of Bible Stories. If you think it's still good, follow me, give me a like, and let's grow together in the wisdom of the Bible.